the commercial. Make commercial way. Comrade Lante Oriake, live on Facebook and YouTube. Like us, follow us, and be the first to know. This is the commercial. Make commercial way. Comrade Lante Oriake, live on Facebook and YouTube. Like us, follow us, and be the first to know. This is the commercial. Make commercial way. Comrade Lante Oriake, live on Facebook. Make commercial way. Comrade Lante Oriake, live on Facebook and YouTube. Like us, follow us, and be the first to know. This is the commercial. Make commercial way. Comrade Lante Oriake, live on Facebook and YouTube. Like us, follow us, and be the first to know. This is the commercial.
Okay, yes. Nigerians across the world, a very good evening to you all. My name is Comrade Lamte Orehi, and I'm delighted to welcome you to the Comrade Show. And of course, this an exclusive segment where we look at national issues. And but I'm going to start, by trying to quickly set some records straight. I did make some posts about, Tinubu, and of course, 2023. There was a reason why I did that, but I think a lot of people misconstrued the caption and all of that to think that probably I'm supporting the candidacy of Bola Ahmed Tinubu. Not at all. But I'm going to be, making all that very clear. The reason why I made that post was a few days ago. I got a call from somebody. The person claimed he was calling me from the UK. It was an unknown number, and the person was talking Tinubu to me. And I want to believe it's a young person, based on the way the voice of this man sounded. And he was telling me about structures being laid, a support base for Bola Ahmed Tinubu. And of course, I gave him a piece of my mind concerning that. And today, I received some of those, these images in my inbox, and I received these in my inbox. I equally received these in my inbox. I equally got these in my inbox. This was actually what sparked, this broadcast I'm making this evening. And when I got this, with a little write-up of somebody who said, man, come on board, the person said, Comrade Show, the person said, Comrade Show, you have to be on board, and stuff like that. So I began to wonder, this early, and all of that. And the reason why I was wondering is because for many of us who are looking at 2023, it looks very far away, but yet it is here. And if the will of the people must count, the way politicians are already making projections for 2023 and beyond, the people, the followers, must begin to equally do their own work proactively. And the reason why I made this post is because I don't know how many persons may have seen it, if the thing is already public, is because I want people to be very much aware of what is cooking, because knowledge is power, and it's important we understand. Now, I must make something very clear here, okay, so that before anybody misconstrue me. First, Bola Ahmed Tinubu, as a Nigerian, has a right under the Constitution of Nigeria to run for any office, to campaign for any office in the land. It is his right. Now, for those of us who have the responsibility to determine who becomes our leader, particularly through the electoral process, we equally have a right to say these are the merits of this particular candidate and these are the merits of this particular candidate from our own point of view. And so it is that right that I'm standing on to make these broadcasts. And probably to equally send some message across, particularly to those that may want to approach me, okay, on behalf of the candidacy of Bola Tinubu. First and foremost, as a person, I believe very strongly that Nigeria should take a different direction right now. I believe very strongly that the direction that Nigeria is currently facing is a wrong one, is anti-Nigeria, is one that has brought Nigeria backwards for many, many years. And Tinubu is part of that enclave. And therefore, I believe very strongly that Bola Ahmed Tinubu is not qualified to be the president of Nigeria. Now, I'm saying this, I'm sticking my neck out. And I think that every Nigerian who believes same, from today, should start sticking their neck out, should start sticking themselves out to say, no, this is not what we want. Now, there are several reasons for this. Several reasons. I remember when the wave of Buhari came, when Nigerians, overwhelmingly rejected the administration of Goodluck Jonathan, and Buhari was swept on board. The likes of Tinubu, they were key actors, in this process. Now, because of the palpable failings of the Jonathan administration at the time, particularly with things that have to do with fiscal rascality, things that have to do with insecurity, not at this level that we have seen under this administration and all of that, Nigerians resented. And what Nigerians did not think about was to look at Mr. Buhari inside out as a man who, apart from being very old and largely unwell, as a man who, for probably the last 40 years, had not gone through any process of acquiring any new skill. And when you look at the world, okay, the transformation that has taken place in this world since the last 20 to 30 years is such that if people are not compliant with the stage the world is at this moment, these people, even though they have a right to vie for political office, the electorate must look inwards and determine how and where to cast their votes. Because the world has moved beyond the stage Nigeria is right now. Now, for us as a nation to get it right, it therefore becomes a matter of personal commitment to every Nigerian to decide the process. Now, if the voice of every Nigerian is loud enough, it becomes imperative for the party that is to consider somebody like Ahmed Bola Tinubu to say, no, we probably want a better Nigeria. Let us look at people, candidates, aspirants who are prepared for the job, who have acquired the enabling skills and they are compliant with what is in the present day. Now, many of us on Facebook making a lot of noise. Oh, we don't want this, we don't want that. But we're actually not doing enough to make our voices very heard and loud. We need to do a lot more. I don't belong to any political party. And for now, okay, I have not really seen anybody on the field, okay, running for president. We've heard some names here and there, and of course, Tinubu's name is very loud, in all of these. And of course, we are beginning to see a lot of movement on the part of the politicians. So while we, the ordinary people, ordinary Nigerians, while we are asleep, while we are going about our normal duties, they are already working to do a lot and all of that. We can actually just make all the noise we make on Facebook, on social media, and at the end of the day, Tinubu will just go ahead and become president of Nigeria. Now, if that must not happen, I don't think that should happen. I think that a Nigeria led by somebody like Tinubu as president will not change from the status quo. This is what I think. It's my opinion, and I have reasons to opine the way I am opining, the way I'm putting my opinion. I have reasons to do so. First and foremost, the issue of Tinubu's age is still casting so much doubt in the minds of everybody. 69 years old, Bola Ahmed Tinubu is still a matter of serious controversy, and Nigerians are wondering, how did we find ourselves here? To the extent that Charlie Boy, officially is older than Bola Ahmed Tinubu, and many of us understand that this is not true. Now, that aside, the role that Tinubu played in bringing about the Buhari-led administration is a huge one. Now, I don't know what you think, but I think that the administration of President Muhammadu Buhari has not done well for Nigeria. In the areas of insecurity, in the areas of national disunity like we have it today, that Nigeria is now on the very brink. In the areas of the economy of this nation, Buhari's government has not done well. And you would expect somebody who cares for Nigerians. I'm just stating my reasons why I think that Tinubu is not qualified. You would expect that somebody who care about Nigerians, who is aspiring to lead Nigeria, would come out publicly and begin to, criticize constructively, if you may, the government of the day. Talk about the ills, the sufferings that the country is facing, and all of that. We never saw that. We never saw that. We never saw that. Now, there are so many things that are under this administration that has happened. Too many things. Too many. Okay? Where are we going to start from? Insecurity was widespread everywhere. From the northeast to the north central to the south. And the insecurity is still prevalent. I have not seen anywhere, I have searched, where Bola Ahmed Tinubu issued a statement that would make us see that he is standing for Nigeria and Nigerians. Not a statement. The issue of Biafra, IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu, the issue of Sunday Igboho, these are issues, agitations that is putting the unity of Nigeria on the very brink of collapse, even as we speak. For somebody who loves his country, you expect this person to be active, okay, in trying to ensure that there's some level of restoration, in trying to ensure that there is at least some justice. But what we have seen is the only thing I practically have seen is a man whose ambition to become president is more than every other interest as far as Nigeria is concerned. And this for me is unacceptable. I think that Nigerians should be the one who should even ask for you because of the role you have played to ensure that the progress of Nigeria is sustained. This government led by Tinubu is the national leader of this particular government, came on board, and today a pound sterling is exchanging for over 700 pounds. They met a pound sterling exchanging for, maybe a bit less than 400 or just around that range. So we are talking of, the exchange rates, okay, almost 100% or more increase. Apart from that, This is a government, an administration right now that is borrowing life out of every Nigerian. Okay? That our national debt today, debt profile today, is people estimate that it is probably going to hit, $50 billion before the end of this administration. Just recently, the Senate just approved about $16 billion. The ones they've taken previously, we don't know. Now, but they met a debt profile of about 12 to 13 billion. Today, we are hitting nearly 40 billion. With this new one that they are going to take right now, eventually we will not know where they will take it because it's already been approved. It means that we're already getting close to the threshold of 50 billion. And what does that do? It makes our currency devalued. It weakens our economy. No matter how hard you work, it is next to nothing. There is no value anymore and all of that. And they don't care. And yet, we don't see someone like Tinubu come out to say, man, these policies of this administration, of this government, is not right. Why not do it this way? Why not do it? Whether they now take or they don't take, let Nigerians know that you're on their side. But we have not seen that. We have not seen that. Now, apart from that, we see a Tinubu who is, almost becoming a replica of Buhari in that he looks very unwell in the public space. He looks quite unwell in the public space. With the experience we've had with Buhari, a man who has spent, nearly half of his administration on medical check-up, while even our hospitals, our doctors are on strike, Nigerians are dying because they cannot afford medication. The president travels abroad every now and again. Sometimes we don't even know when he travels and all of that, taking care of himself. I mean, it's all right to do so. But as a president who leads a nation, who's supposed to provide a better life for a nation, you don't care about that. And yet we have a national leader in Tinubu who has never made any statement concerning that. And apart from not making any statement, he himself just, has just, been to the UK where he's been like away for about 3 months on the same medical vacation and all of that. So these are issues that we must look at. The big one, Nigerians gathered. All they had at Lekki Tollgate, all they had was the Nigerian flag and the national anthem. That was the weapon they had. And all of a sudden, like Fela, referred to in some of his songs in those days, relevant yesterday, relevant today, and all of that, then they came on no soldiers, on no police, opened fire, killed people, maimed people, massacred people, destroyed people. And what we heard from the government of Nigeria, what we heard from Bola Ahmed Tinubu was that all that was a lie. But today, the report has come out to show that it wasn't a lie. According to the report, about 9 persons died. Many more persons were massacred and all of that. So, don't we therefore have the right to assume that Tinubu, credibility is under some question? First and foremost, Nigerians are doubting if he's 69 years old. He lied about, the massacre of Lekki Tollgate. Now he wants to become the president of Nigeria. I think there is a problem here that Nigerians must look at. A case I'm making here, I'm making a case to say, yes, Tinubu has a right to contest, like every Nigerian does. But my case, from my personal point of view, is that Tinubu is not qualified based on many reasons around him to lead this country, to steer this country out of the collusion cause that we are almost looking at, to steer this country out of the iceberg that appear to be on the way. We need a more dynamic, a more proactive, somebody, a more tested person, somebody that we can easily, agree to say, yeah, this person is compliant with the time we are in. This person has earned enough skills, has acquired enough skills to be called Mr. President. Before much ado, many of us will remember, definitely, Tinubu's denial of the massacre of Lekki toll gates and all of that. And with the report coming out, he came out today, not even, there's a video floating around right now. He didn't even come out to, kind of, having seen the report, to like, okay, we probably made a mistake then, we didn't know. Now this report has changed this, let us do what we have to do to ensure that, Now, let's just take a listen to this footage.
Those who suffer casualty during the gunshot. How are they there? How long? Those who suffer casualty during the gunshot need to answer some questions too. How are they there? How long were they there? What kind of characters are they? Even though we want to help.
I honestly believe that that is not a good tone for somebody who is aspiring to become the president of a country. And looking at the issues we have, looking at the pain that is still, emanating from the Lekki toll gates massacre, as the man who is aspiring to be president coming out to even lay further blame on, the Nigerians that were gathered over there. Why were they there? What were they doing there? They should come and answer and all of that. Even the dead. I think that that is not, befitting, of somebody who is planning, working very hard to become president of Nigeria. Now, apart from that, I am particularly very, wary and, disturbed by a process that has already begun. Like joke, I will start from when he was in London, still trying to recuperate from his treatment and all of that. Half of Nigerian political bloc traveled to London to go and see him. He's been back to Nigeria. Everybody is queuing around him. All the politicians. I'm talking about the ordinary people. Okay, everybody's queuing around Mr. Tinubu. In fact, to the extent that I saw a footage where he's already been addressed as Mr. President and all of that. Now, I don't know what is going to happen in 2023. Okay? If Tinubu becomes president of Nigeria, it will no doubt be to the fault of every one of us. And that is true of the matter. As far as many of us are concerned, Tinubu does not belong to the bloc that will transform this country. This is my own submission, and I owe no apologies to anybody. And I'm saying this publicly, that as far as I am concerned, and so when I saw this, and I posted on my page, when I saw these Edo volunteers for Tinubu 2023, let's do it together. That is what the caption says. And days ago, I was approached by somebody, and I didn't give the person ears because of Tinubu. I just understood that a lot's already going on right now. Not just in Edo State, across the nation. Now, as somebody who's an Edo State person, and by the grace of God, without trying to sound immodest, we know our way around a bit in Edo State. I want to say to Edo State people that, they are going to come with everything, with all the monies they have and all of that. Let us show them the Edo way. Let us show them the Edo way. At the moment right now, even while 2023 is still a distant 2 years away, as it were, this is what surfaced, some time ago. I saw this a few months ago. I just said this somewhere, but I had to go and look for it now to bring it out. But let us watch.
Unnegotiable. Go and wash your hands. Wash your hands next time. Wash your hands because of Corona. Non-negotiable. Wash your hands clean.
Well, that is to say, the process of wetting the ground, where the ordinary people are, has already started, and all of that, just to pave way for this man to come in. So there's a lot of force behind Bola Ahmed Tinubu to become president of Nigeria. Too many forces, whether you like it or not, they are there, and all of that. But if we truly must salvage Nigeria, I don't have anything against Bola Ahmed Tinubu. To be very honest, I think that in his heydays, when he was governor of Lagos State, I think that he was a fantastic governor. I think so. I think that he did quite well for Lagos, and all of that. But I equally think that his time has passed. This level of compromise with all the ills in the country is too much, and Nigeria must shop for people who are younger. And my own advice to Bola Ahmed Tinubu is for himself to sit down and ponder a bit. Look at this Nigeria, remove desperation, probably mentor somebody that you believe, has the capacity, a young person. This country must truly shift to the younger generation. This is the truth of the matter. This country, Nigeria, has to truly shift to the otherwise, if, from 2023, there's going to be a continuation of the kind of policies that we have been seeing since the last 6 years, as it were, under Buhari's regime, it therefore means that, there may be no hope eventually. Because right now, a lot of people that may want to decide to do whatever they want to do, they are clinging some hope on 2023, providing some level of change to, what we already have right now. The people are just like, okay, maybe when this battle change in 2023, okay, Nigerians may begin to see, heave some sigh of relief as things may begin to change and all of that. To be honest, many of us young people believe that Tinubu does not represent the change that we desire in Nigeria. And this is the truth of the matter. Because the problems in Nigeria right now, they are enormous. They are enormous. A compromised person will not be the one who will change the course for us. Tinubu is part and parcel of the Buhari's administration. Tinubu is part and parcel of the policy of the Buhari government. Tinubu is part and parcel of the APC-led administration that is not showing us any light at this moment. It therefore means that if Tinubu becomes the president of Nigeria, it's just Buhari changing his clothes and putting on a different one, and yet with Nigeria staying on the same course. That is something difficult to comprehend. Of course, it is true that we may not, be able to predict the temper of a chicken staying in its egg, but we must look at the things that are playing out right now. You understand what I'm saying? To determine there are people who are more capable in this country. There are people that should be given chance to actually make this country better. I am not advocating for. I have not advocated for any name at the moment until we see everybody on the field before we can begin to. But I want to say, I'm making this my own statement because I want every Nigerian to every Nigerian who believe in what I'm saying, to be out there busy, okay, talking about it, so that the party that Tinubu wants to come under should understand the feeling of Nigerians to this arrangement. This is very important because at the end of the day, we are talking about, okay, Tinubu right now, they've already started spending money from what we can gather. Okay, monies have been spent right now. The ones, not even the ones we are seeing in the streets, monies have been disbursed to different leaders across the nation and all of that. At the end of the day, how is that money going to be recouped? Okay, at the end of the day, all of that money, if Tinubu becomes president, will be recouped. From where? From the National Treasury. And what are we going to be doing at that time? We continue to cry, to cry foul. If somebody, not just Tinubu, there are a few other persons on the field, okay, that will hear their name very loud and clear. Even the like of, what's his name, the PDP man, what's his name, former Vice President Atiku Abubakar. These are people we need to look them inside out to really ask ourselves, are these the kind of leaders we want now, given our experience presently? As far as I'm concerned, Nigeria needs to change course. Changing course has to do with changing from the current narrative, changing from what we have now. The present status quo, the status quo as it is right now, is not what Nigeria wants. And I must say this, and I maintain it. This country is on the brink. There are so many things we need to reconcile. There are so many things. We have a nation that is a marriage of total foreigners, people who don't even have any, historical tie. Some of them, coming together to say they are one nation. The lopsidedness of things is so much. Earlier today, I was just, thinking, going through my mind's eye, looking at the census, the last census figures and all of that, and looking at, trying to look at the truth on the ground. You understand? The arrangements they have made in the north, okay, is such that anytime any northerner contests against any southerner, and they want to do it by north and south matter, for the next 100 years, they will continue to win the elections because of population inflation. You understand what I'm saying? Across different paths. They have perfected ways to ensure that power constantly remains in the north, which is why many people are advocating that there should be a national dialogue, a discussion to renegotiate our terms of fellowship as a nation, to renegotiate our Nigerianness and all of that. And we need a president who believes in the idea that Nigeria needs to be restructured. Tinubu has never mentioned any policy on restructuring of this Nigerian state. It therefore means that he's just going to continue the same old policies. This is unacceptable. It's grossly unacceptable. Whether we like it or not, this country needs to be restructured, because the elites in this country still do not yet understand that Nigeria is a country of many nations. Still do not yet understand that the different regions of this country need some level of autonomy to be independent, quasi-independence, a level of autonomy for them to thrive, just as it is with so many other developed countries in this world. We are not a lump of people packed together. You understand what I'm saying now? That's what we are right now. Some people just sit down, decide for everybody. Even people in their own local government cannot take decisions for themselves. It has to come from the federal government. All of these structures need to be redefined and need to be discussed. And I don't think that Tinubu is that man who is going to give Nigeria that demand. We need that demand to be at least one nation. Right now, we are not one nation. Now look at the issue of insecurity. Today I was reading the papers. In some part of the north, ISWAP, they call them, this terrorist organization, they say they are already collecting tax from the people. This is supposed to be a sovereign nation. It's under a government. And when Lai Mohammed was asked a question concerning this, his response was that is not a big deal. There are so many non-state actors that are collecting tax, everywhere, and he tried to water it down. But what we already know is that a part of this country is already ceded to terrorists, and that's exactly what the case is. Then we have somebody like Shehu Gumi, who appear now to be the voice of the terrorists, and he said we should not call them terrorists, they are bandits. People who kill, they maim, they destroy, they burn houses, they kill people, they kidnap, they make the country suffer. Shehu Gumi protests them. He's a sympathizer, and yet nobody says anything about him. Why people who are just advocating, agitating for a national discourse are being imprisoned? They are being chased down. And those who go to the forest, meet with the terrorist leaders and all of that, come out and tell Nigerians to grant them amnesty. Tell Nigeria to grant them this and grant them that. These people, they are working freely. And you ask me, is it Tinubu that's going to be able to tame these people? Of course not, because they are all one and the same people. They are all one and the same people. So, I am making my own case very clear. You understand what I'm saying now? My economy is not being ruled by, it's not under a Nigerian government, it's not being ruled by Tinubu, but I have a stake in that country, a direct stake. If not to anyone, but to my Edo State people. We must wake up. We must understand that the time that has come right now, okay, even if every other state in Nigeria decide to say it is this, we should choose the right path. We can't do it. We've done it before. We will always be able to do it. Not looking at any political party, but looking at individuals on the field. Looking at the one who we believe is most qualified to turn around this country, at least for the better. So that we can at least emerge from 2023 elections and be proud that as Nigerians, we came together to take a decision that will affect our collective future, and the decision was right. As far as I'm concerned, Tinubu has a right to become, to contest for presidency of Nigeria. He has a right under the constitution to do so, but I have a right to believe that he's qualified or not. And in my own case, looking at all of this and many more I may not have talked about right now, I believe very strongly that Tinubu is not qualified to become president of Nigeria. This is my take as far as this matter is concerned, and I thought I'll talk about it, so that for those who want to approach me, on behalf of Tinubu in future, they should already understand where I stand. It is not a one-off thing. This is my opinion, and I'm not afraid to talk about it. I'm going to talk about it, and I expect that all of us, wherever we are, as Nigerians, let's be talking about it. If we believe, of course, for those who equally believe that Tinubu is the right man to become the president, and they are convinced they are right, their points, their position is valid as well. I will respect it. We are not going to fight about it. You understand what I'm saying now? Because politics and elections is a game of numbers. There are people who believe that Tinubu is the right man. They may be right. You understand what I'm saying? And so therefore, it makes their own points valid. I do not condemn them in any way. And you understand what I'm saying now? But I will equally, advocate that my space should be allowed for me to express what I feel about Tinubu's candidacy. And as far as I'm concerned, I think that he's not qualified to become the president of Nigeria. For now, that is my take. Nigerians, that is my deposition. I'll see you again next time we're talking about this. Bye for now.
Make Comrade Show way. Comrade Lante Oriake. Live on Facebook and YouTube. Like us, follow us, and be the first to know. This is the Comrade Show. Make Comrade Show way. Comrade Lante Oriake. Live on Facebook and YouTube. Like us, follow us, and be the first to know.